Hey folks, it's Jeff. Want to shoot another quick update video for you here today. Today is Thursday, October 22nd, and I want to just give you a quick update from the week. Not a lot to talk about this week. I've got the Financial Market Authority interview tonight. I think that's at 9 o'clock tonight. I'll give you an update on that on the update call tomorrow at 10:30. I did hear from the CFTC again this week. They called. They had been they had been on the Option Writer website, and you go to the main Option Writer website. You scroll down to the bottom, and you click on the banking withdrawal methods tab. I don't know if we can get that to show up on there very well. Banking. And come on, I can't make this work backwards here, guys. Sorry. Banking and withdrawal methods. Then you click on that, and then you come to this page that talks about withdrawal methods, and you can download forms. And what they were interested in was, please download this document for more information on commission withdrawal details. And what they called about, sorry I'm all sweaty here, I just get done running. What they called about was they couldn't believe that Option Writer on their website, and this is the open public part of the website, that they've got things about commissions. And like they said, you're supposed to be a licensed financial professional to receive commissions. So I just told them what I knew, and that originally it was a two-tier thing, and then supposedly now or whenever it was a one-tier deal, and that I had never I've never brought anybody in, thank heavens, and that I don't know what the whole deal was with this commission withdrawal thing. I know from the feedback over the weekend, there's a lot of folks who are pretty worked up about this whole withdrawal thing, and rightfully so. The fact that they can't get this thing figured out is still just unbelievable. It's Thursday. I haven't heard if the e-wallet thing came out today or not. I know on the call, supposedly it was coming out today. I know I've heard from dozens and dozens and dozens of you folks who have speculated on who the e-wallet company is. You've called, it sounds like, about every corner of the earth trying to find who the e-wallet company is going to be, and nobody knows. I know from our end, there's nothing that we have done that is keeping the e-wallet from coming out. We haven't contacted anybody. We don't know. We have no idea who it is. And we haven't even spent any time looking into that. The only thing we've looked into is just what is the process of setting up an e-wallet, what goes into it, and then, for our standpoint, is what do we have to provide to an e-wallet company to basically state our case for money that we're owed. But like I said, we've approached no one, and we don't know anything about who this alleged e-wallet company is going to be. So we're waiting, just like you folks are. Let me think. What else? There was something else I was going to mention when I started this. Yeah. You folks are so smart. I am just constantly amazed by about 95% of the emails that I get from people. I had a person who he says, I haven't checked, but he says he's an attorney. He does attorney due diligence legal work for commercial funding. It sounds like if somebody goes out and develops a big commercial development thing, all the funding and financing, he's kind of the attorney that's in the middle, making sure that the paperwork is right on each end. And he sent an email just asking, he wanted to know Thomas Carter's attorney's name. And so I sent that back, and then he emailed back after that. And he asked me, he goes, this guy's, basically a white collar crimes defense attorney. And I emailed him back. I said, yeah, that's what I understand. We've contacted him a couple times, and what he asked next was a great question. And I think this is a great question you should be asking yourself. If Thomas is out hiring attorneys, why hasn't he hired an attorney to help all of us? You know, why did he go out and hire an attorney to cover his own ass? And like I told this gentleman in the next email I sent back, I said, I hadn't even thought of that. That's a hell of a great question. Why didn't Thomas get an attorney basically for all the members? And the next question I sent back to him is, what does Thomas know that maybe we don't know? Is that something that should be adding an additional level of concern for all of us? Supposedly Thomas, not supposedly, Thomas was an owner. Supposedly Thomas did a bunch of due diligence, checked into all this. He had his attorney. He wasn't going to have his good name be marred by some bad thing. What does he know now that we don't? And why has he gone and hid behind some big, expensive, white-collar crime attorney? And I thought that was a real interesting question, folks. And I think that's a fair question for all of us to wonder. What does Thomas maybe know that we wish we knew right now? And we know for a fact that Thomas is going to go into hiding, and he's going to be the, lying coward that he is. So we can't expect him to step forward and be a man of character and lead, because he, that's just not who he is. But I guess that's an interesting question to ponder here. Thomas was real quick to lawyer up, and I don't know. I guess that's an interesting question. And like with what the CFTC found on the website and what they were asking about this week. And I've had some of you other folks who are attorneys who listen to these updates and have replied back. And you guys, generally, the consensus has been none of the attorneys that know much about this thing seem to think there's any lawyer really guiding Options Writer. And they've just basically pointed out all the blatant mistakes, the things that are just so grotesquely wrong. And they've said that, no attorney worth their weight in salt would let that kind of stuff be put out without that being corrected. So I don't know. I thought that was interesting for this week. Like I said, this week's been pretty uneventful. Obviously, no one knows anything about the e-wallet. The Financial Market Authority, I chat with them tonight. They'll be calling. CFTC called, and they just, the website stuff. So I don't know. We're not nowhere different than we were last week. But I guess that's kind of the update for this week. I sure hope everybody's having a good week. As we heard through the update calls this week, the message coming from Brian is basically you just need to have faith, and you need to have faith. You need to have faith. And I'm as strong a believer in faith as anyone, but I'm a believer of faith is hollow without action. And the idea that we're just supposed to just hang in with faith, that the members of Option Writer should just have faith. Faith in what? Faith in the fact that they'll be truthful. Faith in the fact that the stories we're told will be accurate. Faith that Thomas Carter told us the truth, that when he did his due diligence and that his attorneys looked into this, that everything was good. Faith in that? What are we really supposed to keep faith in? If it's just that you're supposed to keep faith in the fact that, once a day, 4 days a week, they put something on a website saying you've got more money most of the time. Is that the only thing we're supposed to keep faith in? My thought is there needs to be, if you're expected to have faith, there should be something of substance behind that faith. The idea that you're just blindly to have faith, I don't agree with that. If a person has got credibility and character, if they've got a track record of doing and saying and completing, and you can point to those things, then I guess having faith is okay. But I guess my problem with the idea of just everybody just having faith in what? Faith in what? Tell me what Options Writer has done to garner or to really to deserve us to just have blind faith in them. Is it because Thomas Carter was such an upstanding, honest individual? No. Is it because the stories and stuff we've heard from Michael Sloan regarding, registration of the company and the who did the trading and these little numbers that were supposed to be indicator that we were properly licensed by the New Zealand Securities and Exchange Commission? Is it that because of that we're supposed to have faith in? Is it faith in the fact that Bob Roberts put together a client agreement that was accurate and binding? No. So as you listen to people tell you about having faith, I think it's great to have faith. But I think it's more important that you have faith in something that has been faithful to you. And Options Writer has not been faithful to us at all. And it's a little insulting when you're told to have faith in something that has not performed or not been faithful at all. So again, just something to think about. Like I said, the update today, not a lot moving on the compliance end this week. The big stuff was just the call out of the blue from the CFTC again. The question to ponder of what does Thomas know that we don't? Why has he gone to a big expensive attorney, and why didn't he use that money and resources to help the members of Options Writer? I don't know. Interesting question. I hadn't thought about it, but it tells you a lot about him. But it makes you wonder, what does he know we don't know? And then the final point is really faith. And I believe in faith. And I think a person should approach a day with a positive mental attitude and with faith. But I think you need to have faith in things that have been faithful to you. And if it hasn't been faithful to you, all it is it's ridiculous to me if you present a bunch of faith in something that is continually proven not to be dependable and not to have been honest and not to have been truthful. So like I said, I'd like to keep these about 15 minutes. So I do appreciate you folks' support. You guys have been fantastic. The last video, I know last time I looked at it was seen over 2,500, 3,000 times, something like that. It's crazy. But I know the message is getting out more and more to folks, and I'm glad that we can be a resource to help. If you've got questions or thoughts, you want to reach out to me. And next time I do a video, I won't be all sweaty. Sorry about that. I just got off the treadmill. So you can reach out to me. I've set up an email account. It's optionswriterinfo@gmail.com. Again, that's optionswriterinfo@gmail.com. So, hey, folks, I hope everybody has a great weekend. I hope this e-wallet or withdrawal stuff gets fixed at some point here. If not, we'll be back next week. And, hey, thanks as always. Bye.